What's up guys, Hayden here, and today on D-Life HD I'm proud to not only introduce myself as a new contributor, but we're introducing a brand new series called What's New on Game Pass. It's a series where we'll discuss new Game Pass arrivals on a weekly basis, as well as games that leave the service, what games we've been playing, and our general thoughts on them. Since this is the first episode, we thought we'd talk about the 19 games that have come to the service for the month of November, and present them to you from least interesting to most interesting games. So with that said, let's get started. At number 19, Ark Survival Evolved Explorers Edition. Ark has been around for a really long time now and has seen a release on pretty much everything, including a mobile version. The game was attractive because it brought caveman to the gaming scene and the ability to live with and gain control of dinosaurs. For a lot of you dinosaur lovers, this seems like a perfect game for you. At number 18, Knights and Bikes. You play as two kids exploring the world on bikes and going on numerous adventures. They bring in different types of games into these adventures, including puzzles, rhythm-based missions, and fighting missions. The art style has a 2D, illustrated, drawn look, and it is really pleasing to look at. At number 17, Streets of Rogue. The premise is the following. You live in a world where the mayor has become absolutely corrupt, so you join a group who's willing to take him down. You can go about this mission in several different ways. You can do it through stealth, through hacking, or just all-out attack via a sword or gun. It's a living, breathing world that doesn't have an end to it, so you can play it forever or until you get bored. At number 16, East Shade. This looks like an absolutely gorgeous game. You have some adventure exploration elements mixed in with plenty of interaction with other characters around that world. It looks like it has some RPG elements in which you have some missions and objectives to do in the world. Looks like it could be a lot of fun immersing yourself into this game. At number 15, Goner 2. This is an interesting game. It feels like an action platformer, but it also feels like a game that is best played with another person. Because if you're playing single player, you have to control both of the characters they give you at the same time, and it definitely adds that bit of challenge to the game as you try to attack these enemies that are all around you. At number 14, Planet Coaster Console Edition. Have you guys ever heard of the Roller Coaster Tycoon series? It's basically a game where you create a theme park and all that goes into running and managing it. For instance, all the rides, what food you're going to serve, the attractions, events, and making sure that everyone in the park is content, safe, and are having a good time and are willing to come back to your park. That's what Planet Coaster brings to the fold as well, just in a much better looking package with incredibly beautiful graphics. At number 13, Star Renegades. This looks like a turn-based RPG based in space. The graphics are absolutely beautiful, boasting wonderful pixel graphics in a 3D environment. The enemies look really big and challenging. The action moves remind us of the game Icy, and the sci-fi take to this game will attract many. At number 12, River City Girls. From the same people that made the Shantae series comes what looks like a sequel to River City Ransom. The game stars the girlfriends of Kuno and Riki. These girls kick butt as they save them from a tough situation. The gameplay is really fun. It's, of course, a beat 'em up, but it has several different things that make it less monotonous. Things like being able to shop for upgrades, the ability to recruit fallen foes, and you can even play co-op. Looks really fun. At number 11, Deep Rock Galactic. This looks like a mixture between No Man's Sky and Halo with dwarves. It's a strange mix, but it looks like it works. It incorporates things like exploration, mining, and shooting at different types of aliens. The world appears to be teeming with activity, wildlife, and is really nice square-like graphics. At number 10, Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2. The first two Plants vs. Zombies games were top-down 2D tower defense games that were hugely popular, especially when they made their way to mobile devices. With this one, they took a completely different approach and turned it into a 3D first-person shooter where you have the plants and zombies warring against each other. It's a really different take that is definitely warranted a playthrough. At number 9, The Sims 4. This game has been around for a really long time. It started as a top-down game back in the early PC days and has materialized into something much more. You're basically creating a second life in this one. You can be whoever you want to be, create relationships, get married, have children, and build a world around you that you always wanted to live in. At number 8, Madden NFL 20. This series has been around for ages. Although it's been getting worse in recent years, it's still the only football simulation game out there. So if you're a lover of football and the NFL in general, this is a must-play and a great game for a service like Game Pass. At number 7, Celeste. A really challenging platform with great pixel graphics, excellent gameplay, and controls. The whole purpose of the game is to get through the levels by jumping on walls and collecting different gems. It's truly a tough but satisfying game. At number 6, Unraveled 2. You're blue and red yarn characters and you traverse a beautifully crafted world basically connected to each other. Kind of reminiscent of something like Brothers, in which you have to control both characters either simultaneously or separately in order to make it through the environment. This definitely looks like an amazing game to try out. At number 5, Gears Tactics. This one takes the same characters from the old games, but it takes a slightly different approach. Slightly because instead of the free-flowing third-person style that you're accustomed to seeing from most of the Gears games, you're now at a top-down view and tactically controlling each player in your team. Team, you may ask? Yes, you go through this world recruiting and training people to join your team, and they help you as you go through this really interesting twist to the Gears of War franchise. At number 4, Mirror's Edge Catalyst. If you're into parkour and 3D open-world platforming with a boatload of action, this is the game for you. The visuals are really nice and the world seems almost lifelike, so if you've ever dreamed of being a parkour master, this is definitely a great game to get lost in. At number 3, Dragon Age Inquisition, an action RPG based in a huge open world of knights, magic, and dragons. It's a beautiful looking game with a ton of great characters to discover and a world that is reminiscent to something like The Witcher 3. At number 2, Destiny 2 Beyond Light. Destiny has always been a pretty popular online first-person shooter, and this icy update looks just as good as all the others. Not too many of these online shooters have a story, so the fact that Destiny has these deep storylines added to it is pretty awesome and worth playing through. And finally, at number 1, Mass Effect Andromeda. This is a huge pickup for Game Pass. It's a huge AAA action RPG that is based in space. If you've never played it, it's kind of reminiscent of something like Star Trek or Star Wars. There's just different types of races and people from different worlds that band together to protect the galaxy. It's a really cool game that's part of a previous well-renowned trilogy. This game in particular focuses on relationships more than the previous games, and it looks really nice. Lastly, as a heads up, there were also a few games that left the Game Pass service. Those were Darksiders 3, The Talos Principle, and Tracks, the train set game. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Let us know which of these games you like best in the comments below, or if you're currently playing them, we love talking to you guys. Also let us know what you think of Game Pass and if it's a service you're enjoying as much as we are. Remember to like and subscribe for more videos like these. Lastly, check out our Twitter account for gameplay of the latest releases, but most importantly, remember to always stay one up.